Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to do a special doubleheader, quarantine special doubleheader.
Yeah.
Alright, and we're starting off with a Patreon request from this Patreon right here. Ask us to check out a band called H.E.A.T, and it's H-E-A-T with dots, so I'm assuming each letter means something. I don't know what it means, but anyways, we're gonna go with H.E.A.T.
Yeah.
Alright? The name of the song is One by One. And I did absolutely zero homework. I think they're from Sweden, and I think that's the only thing I know. Besides that, I have no clue what we're getting ourselves into. For all that I know, this could be as bad as IKEA furniture, or as good...
Or as good as the food from IKEA.
I was just going to say, or as IKEA meatballs.
Yeah.
It could go either way. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. I didn't know this song when it started, but by the end of it, I was singing One by One. All right. Oh. What did you think of this?
That was amazing.
I really dig it.
I dig it too.
But to me, I mean...
After two choruses, I already knew the whole chorus.
It's super catchy.
Super catchy.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. It sounded like the soundtrack of like a remake of Karate Kid. Like, it has an 80s vibe to it.
It does. It kind of has like the montage of him teaching him how to.
No, but I'm not even talking
fight.
about the video. I'm talking about like, you're talking about using this song when when
he's teaching him how
Mr.
to fight.
Miyagi's teaching him wax on and wax off.
Yeah, wax on, wax off.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. You know, probably now they couldn't do that. It would be deemed as something sexual.
Whack on, whack off.
You know, Daniel-san. I'm gonna show you paint the fence. Here's the pencil. You grab it hard, and then you paint the fence. It's not a pencil. It's a brush.
It's a brush. Yeah, I was waiting for you to.
It's a brush.
I was waiting for you to.
All right, and by pencil,
yourself.
I don't mean his dick is smaller. That's not what I meant,
No.
or thinner, or pointier. It's just like I used the wrong word. I meant brush. Paint the fence.
But it would be a good montage. Like he's teaching him how to
either
how to
for
fight.
for an SNL skit that's making fun of like something from the 80s, like Karate Kid or something like that. It has the 80s vibe to it.
It does.
And I'm not talking. And the reason I went with Karate Kid, it has nothing to do with the video of the fighting. It's
No,
the lyrics.
it's
In terms
the
of the lyrics of the song, you know, one by one, it kind of like, you know, when you're in
It's
the
like a
tournament.
fighting,
Yeah, when you're in the tournament, you're taking like one opponent one by one. Like you're beating one at a time. You're not like fighting 10 guys at a time. You know what I mean? You're not Chuck Norris. So, anyways,
Only Chuck Norris can do that.
Chuck Norris is at a completely
He can
level.
fight 10 guys with just his beard.
Lone Wolf McQuaid is still my favorite all-time Chuck Norris. I think you watch it. I made you watch that movie where he's the Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Then from that they did the spin-off, and he had his own show called The Texas Ranger.
And when we watched the Bruce Lee movie with him.
Did we watch a Bruce Lee movie with him?
Yeah.
Where they were fighting in the Coliseum. You know, the fight in the Coliseum in that movie. I think it's up until now still the most realistic fight ever. They actually, like, some of the punches they actually landed on each other. Like, they actually had bruises on from that fight scene in the Coliseum. Wow. Anyways, and he was a hairy dude. Back then, back in the 80s, being a hairy dude was really popular with the ladies. Now everybody's like freaking shaving and getting, I don't know, I was going to say dialysis, but that's for your kidneys. You know, like...
Dialysis?
I don't know, like whatever you call that thing when you remove the hair from your body. Whatever.
Skin...
I don't know, like, I don't know what it's called.
Waxing.
But I know in the 80s, if you were a hairy dude, you'd get tons of chicks. Tons of chicks. Like, you know how many times I wish I was like a teenager, not a teenager, but like a young adult in the 80s? I would have had like the pick of the litter, if you will. Then I hit the 90s and people are like, look at this hairy guy. Because I'm a hairy guy. All right, anyways. I just divulged a little bit about myself.
Bumblebee.
I feel naked now. I feel naked and alone and vulnerable.
I was thinking about
this
that.
is not a safe space anymore.
I was thinking about that when you were like, I wish I was a young adult. I'm like, but you were the Bumblebee.
I know, but there was nothing good about being the Bumblebee. I was a furry bumblebee. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I mean, I had everything going against me. I was fat.
You were called the Bumblebee on your basketball team?
You know, I was fat. I was hairy. And good looks was not something that I carried around with me when I went out. You know what I mean? So it's like I really didn't have much going on for me as a teenage kid. It was really tough. We didn't have internet porn. You know what I mean? If you wanted porn, you had to go buy a magazine. Those were not easy to get either. I remember having one VHS porn tape of 3 hours of porn that I've watched ad nauseum. Like, I already knew all the lines in the movie. I mean, there's not many, but I knew all the lines in the movie.
There's not many lines.
No, but I knew all of them. It was actually two different movies. And I remember watching that same, like and pretending like that I was being surprised. That the husband came home and found his wife with a neighbor. I mean, like... Anyway, we're getting so sidetracked on this, not even funny. All right, H.E.A.T, One by One. I really like the song. It reminds me of the 80s. It has...
And that's why we went on that big 80s tangent.
Exactly. Peter North. You know, when you think of 80s and you think of porn, Peter North should come, and I mean that in the literal sense of the word, should come to your mind. All right, not to your face, to your mind. All right, so this song, I like it. I was surprised. I didn't know what to expect. But I like what I got. You know, up-tempo, fun song, totally dripped in 80s vibe. It reminded me of the 80s, like that hair metal part of the 80s. You know, bands like Poison and even Def Leppard. I know Def Leppard, I'm not saying that they're hair metal, but I'm just saying that era there, you know, like Scorpions. You know, not as much Scorpions, but more Def Leppard and Poison and Rat.
Very, very hair metal.
Definitely. Cinderella, like, it reminded me of that. And I grew up listening to those bands. That was my gateway into the heavier stuff. Before I ever listened to Sepultura or Slayer or whatever, I knew Scorpions, I knew Def Leppard, I knew Extreme, which is another band that I really like from that time period. Cinderella. So all of these bands, I knew all of those bands. Rat, Poison, because they were more popular. They were the it thing at the time. You know what I mean? So those bands is kind of like the heavier stuff with me started like that. And then came like the Sepultura, Metallica, and all of the other shit. So this to me was kind of like a trip back in time. And like I said, it would work totally on...
as a montage.
As a montage.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like wax on and wax off. You know what I mean? Like, perfect. You know, you take one guy at a time. Or one opponent at a time. It doesn't have to be a guy. It could be whoever, right? Anyways, I like this track. You liked it?
Yeah.
Very enjoyable. I really like this Patreon request. So thank you for requesting. This was a lot of fun, but... Don't go anywhere. This is a very special quarantine doubleheader. There's another video coming right after that was a very special request. Not on Patreon, but a very special request from the dude in the band itself. So you don't want to go anywhere. That's going to be a lot of fun, I'm assuming. You've seen the video.
Yeah.
All right, I haven't. So it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to be able to give my hot takes. All right, perfect. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. Keep refreshing. We'll be right back. See ya.
See ya.